when I said that. Okay. So good evening, everyone. You're welcome to the last seminar, the last webinar of the Level Up program. That is a program that is equipped. The aim of the program was to train people while they are learning. So you had the opportunity to do like an internship with the community as you learned across the way. And that is just what the thing was. We're talking about community building, talking about content creation and managing social media handles. So today we have Anthony Ogunleye. Anthony is a very versatile and has expertise in a lot of things. Digital marketing, I'm very sure, cyber security, and also education. And he's right now is into a lot. And one very important thing that I know him for is that he's the one that's always bombarding my mail box with the AI Pro toolkits. So something that really talks about AI, how you can really use AI to leverage in the business world, especially. So I can say that it's a pleasure, it's a privilege to have him here, and he's a very busy person, but he has promised to just give us some minutes of his time to be able to put us through the topic, metrics that matter. So we know that when you're doing marketing, when you're trying to sell yourself as a brand, it's not everything that matters. There's actually metrics that count. And because of his expertise in digital marketing, he has been in this field for a very long time, and he's using it to cash out. It's going to put us through. It's going to put us through that same thing too, and tell us the metrics that matters when you're doing digital marketing. So thank you so much. When you're doing social media, content, internet generally, what do you need to do so that you are able to leverage and put yourself out there as a brand? Thank you so much, and I welcome Mr. Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. All right. So am I able to share my screen? Is it okay?
Yes, you can, sure.
Well, okay. Okay. Okay, so can you see my screen? Is it okay? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
You can see your screen.
All right, and you can still hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So once again, nice to meet everyone. And a brief story will be, I got into digital marketing because people were saying then that it's the new gold, and it's a new way to promote businesses without doing a lot of, face-to-face meeting and meetups and the likes. And I've been into that for about 8 years now, and yeah, it's been beautiful. It's been a lot of learning new things and unlearning the old ones. Yeah, there have been good things and there have been bad things. There have been a lot of experiment. We've done a lot of things that we're able to scale over time, because in this game, scaling is important, as well as your tools. So recently, when AI came into the limelight, of course, AI has been around for a long time, a very long time. But when AI came into the limelight, we've also looked into how we could use AI to help with digital marketing campaigns. And because right now AI are really beautiful things, tools, that they have tools that you could use to make your life easy or easier and really, really simple. All you just have to do is to learn and be open-minded. There is a tagline that you're as good as your tools. So because you can't afford to do everything by yourself, I don't think anyone has that time, because there are a lot of things to do. There are a lot of things to measure, and you want to scale as fast as possible. But you don't have all the time, you don't have all the resources, you don't have things it will take to compete with the bigger brands if you're just starting out. But with AI tools, we can level the playing field. And so today we're going to be looking at metrics that matter. There is this saying that a life not measured, a life not examined is not worth living. Same thing goes with our content or our community. If they are not being measured, then how do we know if we are growing? How do we know what to scale? How do we know what our community members are interested in? How do we know what content is actually doing well and what content to replace? So that's why it's important that we measure, and it's important that we also grow and scale. So basic things I'll be talking about today. Just present this. We're going to be going into details about what are the right metrics to measure, like the real ones. Not everything should be focused on to save our time. And I'll give you a few examples, like you need to measure community growth. How many members? If you're talking about a community, are you getting new members every day, every week, every month? We're talking about engagement. Are you talking about likes or shares or comments? We're talking about retention. How many members are returning to your post or to your website or to your social media account or your Facebook community? We're also talking about referral. Are your community members actively referring other people to your community or maybe to your post? So these are the things we'll be talking about, and then we'll pick one or two tools that you can also use to measure this growth so that we don't take too much of our time. Yeah, there are different methods. We have the advanced ones, advanced methods, advanced analytics. These are usually like paid tools. We don't really have a lot of free tools out there. For example, on X, like formerly Twitter, you have to be a paid member for you to be able to see this information. So not just really available to free members. But if you're using a third-party tool to post on X, I'm sorry, I'll be switching between my presentation and maybe a web browser so that I could make this as practical as possible. So in that case, I will have to share my whole screen. Please excuse me. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to talk about, X analytics. So you have to be like a business, you have to be like a paid member for you to be able to check that as well. And to get more details, it's really crazy. But there are some free tools. So here it is. You got to be a premium member. But in our case, there are tools like Hootsuite. Hootsuite is like an all-in-one social media tool that like helps you to post, to schedule and post your content on different platforms. You could try the free account. There is another one. It's called I think Work for. Yeah. So on buffer, you could also, oh, sorry, publish, not publisher. Publish. So on buffer, you're able to connect, like, I think for free accounts, maybe 3 accounts. Free users, you'll be able to connect 3 accounts. And sorry, let me just log in. Let's see which account is there. Just the usual check. Yeah, please just hold on a minute while I try to log into this account. This is just a brief security measure so that we are all safe. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, sorry for that technical delay or glitch. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I'm sorry I'm using like accounts that are not really active just for security purposes and security reasons, so as not to show like maybe confidential information. So this is a platform you could also use to I think you could add a maximum of up to 3 different accounts for free users. Channels. For free users, you could add up to 3 different accounts. And with this, you're able to analyze your post. You're able to analyze the number of comments or likes or shares. You're able to maybe get to also know how many returning members or old members you're getting to an account. So for a limited period of time, you're also able to get that here. But the major tools I'll be talking about today are mostly Google Analytics, which is free for everybody, and Facebook Analytics, which is also free for everybody. So we're going to look at that shortly. Then the next thing, we're moving on to things you could measure: visibility, how many, we have impressions. If you are conversant with that, impression is how many eyes were able to see your content. Engagement, the likes, the shares, the comments, saves or favorite. And do you want to measure the action, the click-through rate, and the conversion indication, and also the emotional response or the sales response? It depends on the type of content. Sorry. So yeah, Google mostly, and Facebook, which is also who also owns like Instagram. So we're going to be looking at that shortly. And then as with everything, we go along with the smart route, which you have to be specific. You can't measure everything. It's important to be specific about what exactly you're looking at to measure. This way, it helps you to collate your thoughts and have a well-defined end goal in case you're looking to scale. Then, of course, whatever you're measuring should be something that you can quantify. For example, I want to measure the number of likes my content or my articles or my post is having. And when I measure that, what do I want to do with it? I want to increase it by 20%, or I want to measure my community members, the growth of my community members. And when you have that result, what do you want to do with it? I want to scale. I want to increase it by, you need to be specific and it needs to be measurable. I want to increase my community members by maybe 20% in 6 months or in the period of 12 months. And that's time bound. You need to give yourself time and stick to that time. So it really needs to be smart. So yeah, I have examples here. For example, 20% membership growth in 6 months. Or you want 10% increase in engagement rate. Or if you're the type that have links in your post, they don't want people to click more in your link. Or if you want to reduce members that read your article or your post for the first time and never come back. So we call that churn. But if you have like a website, that will call that, I think, bounce rate. The members stay on your article for maybe 10 seconds. So the number of the amount of time people stay to read your article or your post, that will be like that was what we call bounce rate. So do you want to increase your bounce rate or do you want to reduce your bounce rate? So but reduction is best so that they stay longer on your article or on your post. So these are really examples of things of smart goals in terms of measuring your community, or in terms of metrics to measure and community growth or content success. Then what are the things to foster, to bring about growth in your community after or when you've measured any of these goals or examples that I've mentioned? So let's go into the background of our analytics tool. Then we'll come back and see the best way to expand or to scale. So this is the back end of my Google Analytics. And yeah, it's usually like on and off. And yeah, I think I can show this because I run this personally. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm able to see active users. Active users is mostly people that are always coming back to the website. So here I could see in numbers, like the real numbers, and the percentage increase or decrease. So this simply means there's something you're doing right. Okay, so these guys, they love your content, so they keep coming back to consume more. And the event count, because I said about like a lot of, we call it click-through rate. Maybe I want them to click on a link, I want them to fill a form, I want them to share or like an article. So for this example, I'm talking about a website. You know, for other examples, it could be a Twitter post, it could be an Instagram post, but they have the same interpretation of the backend. So, but in this case, I'm talking about a website. Then new users are pretty self-explanatory. Like over the past couple of days, how many new users you've got on the website, and the percentage increase as well. So you're able to check that. This is just for the last 7 days. I could change that to maybe last 30 days or last 60 days, maybe to prepare a report to discuss with friends, or I don't know if it's like a big platform, maybe other shareholders as well. So it's a good place to come and present what you've been doing so far. If you're also a digital marketing person, maybe working for a company, so this would be also a good thing to be part of your reports as um, your growth over time. So this is what pretty much detailed. You're able to see the articles that are doing well, the articles that are at the highest number of views. So like I could see all these articles on my website, and I could see which of these articles people are really in love with. Now I'm measuring, and to scale, all I have to do is pick this article, get similar topics, and get more content, more article in line with the articles that people really wanted to read. Then I could also see by country. I think I have this more because I'm like based here. So if you're doing like SEO and yeah, I think mostly SEO stuff like that, you get to see mostly from the country where you're based. For you to like be in a country and target other people from other countries, it's best to just start with a paid advert in the first place. But that's not that's not the topic we're talking about right now. But you get to see the countries where your users are from, and then means by which they're able to reach your website. Uh, direct is someone who goes into the web browser and type the, the URL of your website. Organic, maybe someone who came across your website via Google search, stuff like that. Organic social, maybe from Facebook or Instagram or X. Yeah, so this is a basic and a brief background of a website. I'm only going to talk about that, which is free for everyone. Other tools pretty much advanced, and I think for also like advanced class. And the second one, let's touch on social media aspect, and that's Facebook audience insight. So you could easily see that on facebook.com/business /insight, or simply go to Google and type Facebook insight. You get to see Facebook insight, and yeah, to take you directly while you're logged into your Facebook account, of course. So this is beautiful because now Facebook owns WhatsApp and Instagram, so you could measure your community and your content growth or success just via the same dashboard on Facebook Audience Insight. Again, I'm just going to pick an account that is not really big, just for the sake of this example. Okay, I think this is fine now. What account is this? Okay. So this is an e-commerce website in Nigeria. So I'm going to start with the overview. Mind you, if you're using, I believe everyone should have, if you're promoting a brand or if you have a brand, you should have a Facebook business account. You should have business portfolios, and because in that portfolio, you're able to link your Facebook page and your Instagram page together, because that makes posting easier for you. You can just post once and it goes to your Facebook page and your Instagram page at the same time. And because they're connected, you're able to measure the growth. You're able to see the analytics as well. So this is a brief overview. The performance between I think this is a month, February 28th to March 27th. The number of views dropped, the reach dropped, and interaction 0. The number of new followers also, I also think dropped. So you could say this is not like a very active account. It was active for a while, but I think that we stopped posting because I guess people were pretty busy. Consistency is the secret to the game. Just be consistent. But we're not talking about how to do that right now. We're just talking about how to measure. So here you could see a lot of things, even with a recommendation from from Facebook on what you could do. Of course, Facebook will want to make more money. They will tell you to spend more on ads. So the plan, things Facebook will encourage you to do, publish this, publish that to grow, and the results also. We see the graph. So I'm showing you this. I'm showing you the back end, just in case you need to, print this out or export to show someone. You could print it out as a PDF or a picture to better maybe to include as part of your report if you're working for a company or for your own personal brand. But mostly we're concerned with the audience. You want to know the kind of people that are engaging with your post and people that are really, really interested in your post. So here I have a detailed breakdown, and from this audience analytics, we could all agree that my post or my brand is doing well, pretty well with people in this age range, 25 to 34, and mostly men than women. That's pretty interesting. But if I want to run like ads, or if I want to focus on scaling my content, I'll start from this age bracket, 18 to 44, because they have potential. Because this is the highest doesn't mean I should only focus on these guys. I can expand it from 18 to 44. So backend, you see the top cities, the top countries. So Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, because we're mostly focused on African dresses and stuff like that. So you could see the cities where these people are from. Now we are measuring, we are seeing the analytics. Now we're going to talk about how to scale. So I could change this from Facebook to Instagram. Instagram, something similar. I have this also on Instagram, the countries, Nigeria, the top city, Lagos. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the behind the scene for measuring your content and your followers. And what do you do when you have this information? Remember, we talked about being specific about what you want to do. So after you've measured, I've shown like a lot of examples in terms of users of my website or followers on my social media pages. So in that case, I could also term that as membership. I've also shown examples when it comes to number of likes or shares or comment. That's engagement. Then I've also shown an example in terms of number of clicks that I get on my website, and bounce rate or churn rate, number of members that are leaving my article or my post. So it's now left to you. What would you like to measure? You have to start with one just to be safe. Not to be safe, but to be, as part of the SMART goal, you need to be specific. So you don't want to put too many, how do we put it? You don't want to put too many metrics in a funnel. You might get confused. So it's best you start with one, and over time you could compare the different metrics. That depends on you, but for me, I prefer the share rate compared to maybe likes or comments. because when you share my article, when you share my post, um, it reaches a lot of people because it goes to your followers. So I prefer to have 5 shares compared to 5 likes, if you understand what I mean. 5 likes is just those 5 people that liked the post. But 5 shares simply means my post will be displayed on 5 different profiles. And these profiles have like different amount of followers. So it's like an exponential growth for your post or for your article. So what do we do to scale? After you've chosen a metric to measure, what do we do to scale? Of course, engagement. There are a lot of ways to foster engagement. You could ask, you could throw in a controversial topic related to your industry. You could throw in polls and quizzes, and you could carry out a survey. You could encourage members to contribute, like, yeah, you call for comments, call them to react to your post. You could also leverage influencers, like partner with influencers, but that might be like a really expensive thing to do right now. And that's the beauty of a community like this. In a community like this, it's I don't know if this is still attainable, but I remember like back then about 2 or 3 years ago. So I have a community of colleagues, like digital marketers. We have like a platform, like a group, maybe on WhatsApp. And what we do when you make a post on maybe any of the social networks or on your website, all you just have to do is copy the link and drop in the group. And the engagement starts with these people. So this will be the first set of people to go to your post and maybe like or share or comment. So the comments so that it could increase your reach. The comments so that your post will go, further before other people will start commenting. So you could start with that, like a community like this. I don't know if it's allowed in a community like this, but I think it's a way to start to grow. If you're starting from maybe zero engagement. So, and of course, there is also the area of rewards. For example, refer people to this group, you get also reward. So it depends. It varies. There are a lot of things to do in that regard, but keeping it simple is best. And your content optimization strategies. There's something we call content repurposing. If you're writing an article, if the article is on a website, consider repurposing your article. You could turn it into a video. You could turn it into, you could break it down into social media post. So this is what we call content repurposing. So using the content from one platform and converting it to a content for other platforms. Now, I think video is the best. Video boost engagement. People prefer videos more than maybe just words these days. So video has been the winner for a very long time, which also helps your SEO if you're doing this for like a website or for a brand or a product. And yeah, again, community engagement. Ask meaningful questions so that people can contribute meaningfully. So in summary, this is going to be the first thing we need to do. What do you want to measure? What do you want to measure? Number 2, choose the right tool. If you're measuring a website, your article, the number of users, the number of readers, choose the right tool. If you're measuring your social network or social media platform, choose the right tool. when you've done measuring, how do you scale? What do you do next? You can optimize your content. You could increase engagement within your community. And these are simple, like really simple tips for you to go about that without going into too much details. It might sound a little bit complex, but I want to try to make it as simple as possible, because each of these tips or strategy, they also have like, it's like a whole webinar or seminar on its own, because you have to like really go into details. Okay, how do I get started? What do I do? So that's why learning is a continuous process. So, but these are the basic tips and the timeline of what to do when it comes to measuring metrics that matter. So that will be it for my topic. Thank you so much. I hope I was detailed enough and maybe not too fast.
Yeah, okay. It's back.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just a lot of clicking on my screen. So yeah, so that's it about measuring metrics that matter, tracking community growth and content success. So I'll be open to take a few questions or concerns or additions or subtractions from us.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. It was so precise, but actually loaded, I would say. So questions from anybody, you can just do a show of raise, like just raise your hand, virtual hand, if you have questions to ask. I actually have a question, and my question is, so while I'm asking my question, if you have any question, you can also um like get ready to ask, because we will be closing very early today. Okay, so I want to ask that LinkedIn, because I noticed that you did not really focus on that.
Okay.
So I want to know how you can do for LinkedIn, how you can analyze effectively your LinkedIn post, because right now LinkedIn is quite confusing. We see impressions, we see views. So I keep on asking that which one should you pay more attention? So I mean to pay more attention. So people will say you should pay attention to the impressions.
Hmm.
People say you should pay attention to the likes or to the views. So yeah, so what exactly is very important on LinkedIn? That is one. And I also wanted to ask you that your AI Pro toolkit that you used as your sample during
Yeah.
the analysis,
Yeah.
are you using the analysis from your LinkedIn newsletter feature, or you have a website analysis?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. To start with, on LinkedIn, on any social network, on social media network, I think the most important metric to focus on will be shares, the number of shares. Because views, the number of views, speaking from a digital marketing perspective, yeah, it's good to have views, but what's much more better than having views is shares, because the post is on my profile. I have 20 views, just those 20 people. But if I have 5 shares, just 5 shares, then it's going to be shown on 5 different profiles. And these profiles also have their own followers. So their followers will get to see my post as against just the 5 of them seeing my post. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, so number of shares is much more important. So, but next to that, if you're not getting a lot of shares right now, next to that will be impressions. So impressions simply, yeah, it's somehow similar to views, but it simply means it travels wider. Just some people are scrolling by. It's just like you checking your news feed. So all the articles you're scrolling by, you're giving them an impression. View is when someone specifically click on your post or on your article. So in that case, impression is just okay, just saying. So if the article is interesting enough, if the topic or the title is interesting enough, someone will click. But numbers, it's a numbers game. So the more people you're able to show on their timeline or on their news feed, yeah, the higher the likelihood of getting clicked on. So yeah, in that case, impression will be the next, and then maybe views. Views is okay. Views is more like people really wants to see what you're talking about, and then maybe go ahead to comment or share. But in my opinion, shares will be number one, then impression, then we can follow by views, and they have to view it before they like it or comment. Then number two, the backend that I show, Google Analytics can only be connected to a website. So AI Pro Toolkit has a website, a live website. So it's different from um, the what I do on LinkedIn is the newsletter. So the newsletter is where I get to send that out to people. But Google Analytics is connected to the website, not the newsletter. And I'd like to ask everyone on this call to know what exactly they have, like their internet real estate, as they call it. Does anyone here have a website or a social media profile or account? So I'd like to hear from everyone, what exactly are you looking to measure? Is it a website or a social media account? As a brand, as a person, you should have one of those. If you don't have a website, you have a social media presence. You should have that. So, and if you have a social media presence, which of the networks are you big on, or are you presently or actively posting on? Is that okay? Does everyone have an online presence?
Yeah, so let's get talking so we can round off. You asked a question, I'm going to repeat. Okay, Bolaji, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much, Mr. Anthony, for this eye-opening session. I currently don't have anyone that I am active on, that I'm actively posting on. Let me put it that way. Though I have a template that I'm still developing, like I'll have to start over again because I misplaced my phone. So it is what I will have to start working on all over again. So I did
So we can't hear you, Bolaji. Are you still talking?
thing is I intend. So I intend setting up. Yeah, I thought I was starting the month of March, but at the beginning of of March, I lost my phone. So it is what I will have to start working on all over again. So I'm giving myself another 2 months to do that. So it's sometimes when you're planning something and my plan and I'm okay with LinkedIn. Yeah, Facebook and LinkedIn. Hopefully. Thank you for your time. I really enjoyed the session.
Thank you so much. Good to hear that. On the chat box, I see Kende said LinkedIn and TikTok, and Ibrahim, TikTok and X. Yeah, unfortunately, X, you have to be like a paid member for you to see like the analytics. Or maybe if you use like free posting tools, so they could also help. And for LinkedIn, yeah, also it's again, but I think starting out, this is just my personal opinion. Starting out, I think people should use, um, I think, well, I wouldn't say this is like a secret, but it's like a digital marketing hack. People actually start from, I think, Facebook or Instagram. Then you can move your followers from those platforms to places like LinkedIn, like for those of them with LinkedIn accounts. It's easier that way because if you're even spending money on ads on LinkedIn, it's way more expensive compared to ads on Facebook and Instagram. So in my opinion, I think Facebook and Instagram is oh, oh,
So I'm sorry, can you please repeat that? I was disconnected.
okay.
You mentioned something.
Oh yeah, sure. I was talking about building a brand on LinkedIn or TikTok or YouTube. I think it's easier to start with Facebook and Instagram because it's relatively easier to grow on this platform first. Then from Facebook and Instagram, you can move your followers to LinkedIn, to TikTok or YouTube. If you're spending money on ads, if you're the type that's maybe running ads, it's cheaper or not cheaper, maybe it's affordable to run on Facebook and Instagram first compared to LinkedIn or YouTube or X. So I think that's also like a hack that you could um, use to grow your platform, to grow your brand, especially those on LinkedIn and X. Okay, and for others, so I say we have a lot of people on LinkedIn, and relatively post that works better on LinkedIn. I'll say start with a community. Of course, on LinkedIn, I think anyone can create a group. You can create a group, invite your connections. Yeah, invite your connection to that group. Start from there. When you have a group, it's easier to really focus on sending them everything your post. They get to be the first to see your post, to react with your post. And that way it increases engagement. When they're engaging with your post goes viral. The second hack on LinkedIn will be, so first create a community. Second will be when you want to create a post, don't just post, click on write article. I think because if you do that long enough, LinkedIn will give you the opportunity to create a newsletter. Because newsletter is the best way to, you know, to actually get to people's inboxes. Just like Miss Light was saying that I was bombarding her inbox. Yeah, so via the newsletter, you get to people's inboxes directly rather than leaving it on LinkedIn that they can always come back and check anytime they come on LinkedIn. So sorry again, let me just share my screen quickly. So on LinkedIn, yeah, it's easier to just click on start a post, but I'll encourage us to just go straight and write an article. So when you publish more article with a picture, a title, and a body, when you publish more, I don't know the algorithm behind it, but I think LinkedIn will at one point now prompt you to create a newsletter. And when you create a newsletter, you're able to invite your connections. So, then your connections get to join, and you can always continue from there. Of course, your newsletter will also become a post eventually. So that's you like killing two birds with one stone. So you start with write an article always. Yeah, so that's about it. Create a community, create a group, and then create a newsletter. Consistency is the game. The last hack on LinkedIn: before you do anything on LinkedIn to increase your reach, you should log in for at least 15 minutes. I don't know if that's clear. So if I have a post to make on LinkedIn today and I want it to go further, I want it to reach a lot of people, log in into LinkedIn 15 minutes before you make that post. So within this 15 minutes, you should comment, you should like on other posts on your timeline. So comment, like the ones you want to like, or make a comment. Just try. Even if it's just a line, make a comment before you you post, before you go ahead to make your own post. Why? It has been proven from other digital marketing hacks that this will also the algorithm will also make your own post to go further, like reach a lot of people. Of course, your connection to also show on their timeline. So, and I think that has been tested by myself and it works. So log in into Facebook 15 minutes before you make a post. Commenting, liking, or sharing posts that are relevant to you or that you're interested in. Yeah, so that's about it. All right. Any other questions, Miss Light?
Any other question from anybody before we round off or before he gives us our his parting words? But thank you so much. Thank you very much for that clarification. Okay. So we've heard about what about WhatsApp? Is there anything for WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is also pretty interesting, saying that it's like direct access to people. Uh, but WhatsApp is also more like connected to Facebook. So if you want to increase your reach on WhatsApp, if you have a business page on Facebook, you could also connect your WhatsApp to it. I'm assuming we are talking about business here. Even your personal brand is a business. So yeah, you have a business account. You can connect. You can link everything to your Facebook business page, and from there, there is no. When it comes to measuring WhatsApp as such, I think what most people do is the WhatsApp status of a thing where you have a lot of contacts and people get to view your WhatsApp status, and I think that's what most people count these days. But for me, because I love the engagement, and even for WhatsApp, before you can send out a bulk message or a broadcast using WhatsApp term, there needs to be like a consistent back and forth between you and your WhatsApp contact. So for me, what I prefer is just once in a while check up on my WhatsApp contacts so as to keep warming my WhatsApp account so that it doesn't remain like dull or dormant. So to increase your reach or to get better sales, I'm not just about views. I'm about people that will that will be interested in what I'm promoting or selling. So not just to come and watch my WhatsApp views, but my WhatsApp status, but rather to take action. And this is best when you message people directly. So I think WhatsApp is best for reaching people directly, one-on-one, but you need to build a relationship, of course. You don't just bump into people's um, chat or WhatsApp messaging them. So you need to be useful. You need to give them something useful. You need to ask for their permission and all that. So again, that's another like a full webinar or yeah, a full session on its own. But WhatsApp is also good for those who have their contact or that might have your contact. So everything brings links out to, but because your phone number is like very private, it's a bit difficult to really exchange to get people's contacts these days. Yeah. So again, it stems from a community. If you have a community on Facebook, if you have a group on LinkedIn, you could easily move them into a WhatsApp group. From there, everybody saves everybody's numbers, and your WhatsApp status views increases if that's what you want to measure, or your reach to those people also increases if that's the metric you want to measure.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much. I can't even thank you, for taking our time and really explaining this to us. Of course, I know that it's not a topic that you can finish in a day. Sometimes you need a master class or even close to 6 months for you to even understand the rudiments of measuring metrics. But we all know right now that it's important because data is helps you to make decisions on what you need to post, what is better, what to give you um more engagements, and eventually when you want to sell, what people really like and really want to hear. So that is very important. Thank you so much. I hope everybody understands. So kindly drop your LinkedIn so that we can connect with you. I'm connected with you already, but people may
Uh,
also want to reach out and also, connect with you on LinkedIn. So can you drop your LinkedIn? You can reach out, and I hope they can reach out to you and ask questions, at least saying that they were from the level of program and they would want to get to know maybe more information about anything. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough, like I said, and thank you for taking out this time to really put us through. Okay, so
thank you so
everyone,
much.
it's going to make more sense if you practice what we've learned today. You go to your LinkedIn page. Please stop sleeping on posting. You need to post, you need to share. And you know that even for him to even talk about all these things, it's from wealth of knowledge after practice, practice. So you just need to keep on doing what you're doing. And as you keep on doing it, you're going to grow, you're going to expand, and you're going to really thank yourself for it. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful night. Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Sorry, I need to stop.